Hello everybody and welcome to episode 3 of GingerLion's Minecraft modded Let's Play. So, today I intend to make myself a couple of pickaxes, and get myself moving in a very exciting and interesting direction. Now, the first thing that I need to do is collect myself the appropriate materials. I would normally do so off camera, but I wanted to show you a couple of features of the mod pack that I haven't discussed yet. One of the items added in this mod pack is a thing called Morph. If you use the square brackets above your enter key to go left and right, anything that you have killed in the past is listed here, and you can morph into any of them. If you'll note, the zombie has a little flaming person next to it. That means if you step out in the sunlight while Morph does that, you'll take damage. The spider has a little guy with a wall next to him. If you do use a spider, you can climb up walls. And the bat has a little flying item next to him. If you use the bat, you can fly. Now, this is turned off in the mod by default until you've been to the nether. Again, I consider it to be a useful thing, and not too bad. I try not to overuse bat form, but today I'm going to use it. Now, if you do this and you hit the tilde key above your tab key to the left, you'll notice that star. That's because that's one of my favorite forms. Now, at any point in time, I can press and hold the tilde key and see my normal form and my bat form. Any other things that I add in there, of course. Now, I'm in bat form. If I step out on the ground and hit space twice, I can fly. This is very useful, especially because I'm about to head to a place you can only see while you're flying. If you'll notice over here, there's this big green circle on the map. Well, if I fly over there, the land isn't green. So, why is that green circle on the map? Well, if you look up in the sky, above it is what's called a slime island. Now, up on slime islands, lots of slime spawn, but also spawn this thing here, which is known as, sorry, let me turn off my lighting display. There we are. Which is known as a slime tree. Now, I'm going to break this slime tree, every block of it. When I break the leaves up here, just like any tree, there's the possibility of saplings. Notice I've gotten 2 already. That means that I can go, and anywhere I'd like that a normal tree could grow, I can grow a slime tree. What's the advantage of that? Well, the central core of the slime tree, if you will, the wood of this tree, is slime blocks. Green slime blocks. Green slime blocks are a little rare. In fact, as far as I know, this is the only easy way to get them. Those can be converted into green slime balls, which I can then use to make a haft, a handle, as you will, for my pickaxe that has just about the highest durability that I can get access to without doing a huge amount of work and using up very rare resources. The fact that I can make an extremely durable pickaxe, and one of the major ingredients, in fact later you'll see 2 of the major ingredients of that pickaxe are made from things that I can grow, this seems like a great idea to me. 6 so far. There we are. Broke all those leaves, and I got myself 6. Now you'll notice slime blocks are bouncy. That's kind of cool. But if I break them down with my stone axe and collect the blocks, that's what I really came up here to this island to get. Okay. Now, before I get hurt by this slime, I'm going to fly away. Now, the next thing that I need, I'm going to have to search for a little while. And I'm going to do that off camera. But basically, for those of you who've played, all I'm looking for are sugarcane. I intend to make a paper binding. That seems a little odd, but in the list of things that you can use is paper. And paper is what's called writable. Now, it's the only binding that's writable. And if you use a writable binding for your tool, you can add 1 more modifier to it. Now, I haven't even spoken about modifiers before, and I don't want to confuse everybody, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. But know that your normal things are created with 1 modifier, and if you use a paper binding, you can have 2. Sorry, they start with 3. You can have 4. A 4th modifier allows you to make a much more powerful piece of equipment. Hey, look, I've found myself just a little bit. I'm going to need a bunch more. So like I said, I'm going to step off camera, and I'll be back once I've found everything I need. Okay, having returned from my expedition, found 29 sugarcane, which is nowhere near enough for what I want in the end, but it'll start. So first, we take all of our congealed green slime and we turn it into slime balls. We set up a recipe like this, making slimy mud. We get 1 slimy mud per green slime chunk that we started with, and then we cook those. And clearly I'm going to need a little bit more fuel for my furnace to finish doing that. So, I'm not going to need a lot of these, so that should be just fine. While that's running, just like I just said, I don't feel like I have enough sugar cane. That's a big problem, because sugarcane is useful in hundreds of applications in the game. So, I'm going to, on camera, build myself a little thing. Because, well, frankly, most of you who play for any length of time are going to need this, and I think that's more than good enough reason for me to go ahead and make one. First, let me start with, I'm going to need 2 buckets of water, and I can only get 1 right now, but that's okay. And I'm going to make myself a sugarcane farm. I'm going to do it underground, where I have control of the situation, where I have control of the lighting and safety and my own security and all the rest of that. Let's see, where should I do this? Down here seems just fine, yes. So the first thing that I need is what's known in the community as an infinite water source. What you do is this. You pick any spot. I might as well mine this out. I want it. Gives me a good excuse. And you make either a 3 block long, though that's a little bit riskier, or a 2 by 2 area. And you put water, if it was 3 by 3, you'd put it at either end. If it's a 2 by 2, you put it in each corner. What happens is, by Minecraft rules, if 2 water source blocks have in between them, either in a straight line or in a diagonal, a flowing water block, they turn that flowing water block into a source block. Which is why when you pick up a bucket full right here, the water flows for a second and then stops. Let me show you. Inside. Now I made 2 runs outside. If what I was about to do was going to take me 20, that would be really annoying. Especially if I were doing it on camera. But it was not fun for me either. Now I have all this flowing water right here. If I put a water block here, boom, now they're all source blocks. All 4 of these are now water source blocks. It means that I can pick them up and use them however I'd like, for whatever my purposes are. And when I'm done, I still have an infinite amount of water to play with. Perfect. Now, let me get my sand down here into my inventory. So, when sugarcane grows, it grows up to a height of 3 blocks. And I don't want to limit my sugarcane growing, and I'm not 100% sure if when it touches the ceiling, it will cause a problem. And I recognize these as sandstone. What that means is there's a very real possibility, if I mine those out, that what's directly above them is sand, falling sand. I don't really want sand to fall on my head right now. It'll complicate my build and make things annoying. I'm not going to make a huge sugarcane farm. I'm just going to make one big enough for what I want. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Apparently I'm going to need another pickaxe. Okay. If I'm correct, if I put water there, it will flow. Not quite perfect. I'm going to go make myself one more pickaxe. Do I have wood on me? I do not. I should start carrying some wood around. I want to show you guys another toy. Another addition that has recently been added to the game. This is by way of the Translocators mod. They added a little thing off to the side of it, and that's this. If you look at any square on the ground and hit C, it creates a crafting grid. Right now what I need is sticks. So I right click with 2 wood and hit C. There we go. I now have 4 sticks. Now if I hit C again and get another crafting grid and put down 2 sticks and 3 stone, I get myself a pickaxe. Hit C, I now have a pickaxe in my hands. Very nice. I don't have to go hunt down a crafting grid. If I get lost down at the bottom of the world, I don't have to worry about it because I always have a crafting grid available to me. Ooh, I'm going to dig these up rather than just leave them here. they're useful for a later mod. Now, if I put a water bucket here, perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. I want my sand to be there. That allows my my sugar cane to grow up to 3 tall. No need putting it there. And then I'm going to dig this area out real quick to 3 high. Clearly I've turned off F7. Let me turn it back on. Ooh, look, dangerous spots. That's okay. I'm going to light this area real well in just a minute. Because sugarcane requires 3 things in order to grow. If you can artificially create those 3 things, sugarcane will grow just fine anywhere. What those 3 things are: it needs to be growing on a bare dirt or sand block. And now, I always just grow it on sand blocks because I know they work and I have no concern about it. And grass growing around just, I don't know, looks messy. So, I'm going to put down sand blocks on both sides of this water. Second, it needs to be directly adjacent to water. That water can be flowing, that's just fine. You know what, I'm going to mine out this iron so that I have it. There's absolutely no reason for me to leave perfectly good iron sitting here just because I'm busy doing something else. And you see how I get sidetracked into so many things while I'm playing Minecraft? Anyway, that gives me a perfect area for lighting in just a moment. And if I later expand this, that's a perfect area to expand into. Now, I want a torch right there. I want a torch right there. And I think I'd like to dig out a hole right there and put a torch there as well. And again, a little distraction, but coal is worth having. Hopefully, I won't have sand fall on my head. Okay, perfect. See? Sand fell on my torch, and there was water up above it. How very frustrating. There. Fix that. Put my torch back. Very good. And the torch right there. Now, this is a perfect place for me to put down a little sugarcane farm. It's not a huge amount, but it will continue to grow. It's in a safe place. I can get to it whenever I want to. It's easy to expand. And I did it before I used up any of the sugarcane I had, meaning that I now know I can use the sugarcane I have in my hand with absolutely no risk to my system. Okay, so now back upstairs to get the rest of my slime crystals so that I can show you what it was that I was building. It's pretty cool. I think you'll like it. So now, let me get my guide. I'm not sure which of the 3 it is, so I'll get all 3. I don't need wood or sand or cobble right now, so I can get those out of my hands. I think it might be here with alloys. No, I'm wrong. Second materials and you. Materials. Okay. So, remember wood, stone, iron, flint, cactus? Well, right here, there is a material called Alemite, which I can combine, which is basically, well, let me show you. If I go over here and look at Alemite, Alemite is aluminum, iron, and obsidian. This is what I'd really like to make my pickaxes out of. But unfortunately, I can't mine obsidian yet. So, my best choice other than that, if I were to show you, is I intend to come back here and make Alemite for the heads of my pickaxe because it has a high mining level and a high mining speed, and it's reasonably durable. Over here if you take a look at the blue slime, which is what I just made slime crystals from, it has a durability of 1200 and a handle modifier of 2. That means if I make a slime tool rod handle out of this, whatever durability I just made my tool out of, it's going to double. And it's not going to affect anything else. If I make my binding out of paper, the material trait is writable. It won't affect anything else about my tool, but it will add that trait to it. That's a great thing. And finally, bronze has a relatively high durability, a very high mining speed, and a reasonable mining level. Redstone. That means I can go downstairs and mine diamond with it, which will allow me to reinforce this tool. I'll show you just a moment. If we come down here to diamond, add a diamond, it will increase our mining level to 3, which will allow us to mine obsidian, and it will add 500 durability to our tool. Just a minute, I have to go deal with barbarians at the door. Very frustrating. Trust me, by the end of next episode, I will have solved that problem. Now, anyway, as I was saying, if I add my first diamond as a reinforcement to this tool that I'm about to make, they're going to break into my house, and I really don't want them to. Because that'll be frustrating. It'll make it hard to get to the things that I want. So, I'm going to come back up here and solve this problem. I don't want them breaking into my house right now, so I'm going to seal the door off. There, they can't get in. All is well. So, if I use a diamond to reinforce the bronze pickaxe I'm about to make, it will allow me to mine obsidian, which will allow me to finally get to the Alemite that I would really like to be building my tool heads from. I'm probably confusing you, so let me show you it in action rather than just be confusing. So, the first thing that I want is to make a tool rod out of slime. I'm only going to make one. That leaves me a slime shard left over, and 10 more. That's good. So now, I wanted to make a paper. I wanted to make a paper binding. To make paper, I need a crafting grid, which is easily available by hitting C. And I put 3 of these sugar cane, and I get 3 pieces of paper. Now, if I put paper in here and make my tool binding out of it, it's going to use up 1 paper to make my tool binding. Now I have 2 of the 3 things that I need to make my pickaxe. The last thing that I need is a pickaxe head. Now, I told you that I want to make my pickaxe head. Oop, I can't use that. That's made out of wood. Again, it would burst into flames if I poured a molten metal on it. I believe I put that right over here. Ah, yes. Now, there's my pickaxe head pattern. And what did I say I wanted to make it out of? I said I wanted to make it out of bronze. So, how do I make bronze? Well, this book right here says bronze is made from 3 copper and 1 tin. I happen to know I have a lot of copper. 1, 2, 3. And where's my tin? There's my tin. 1 tin. I go over here and I add them. 3 copper and 1 tin. The lava's going to smelt it up, and we'll have a set of ingots that we can make what we want. Now I'm going to expand this treasure chest because clearly I have stuff in my inventory that I don't need to be carrying around right now. At some point soon I'm going to have to create an actual inventory storage system, but I haven't decided what it's going to be yet, so I haven't built it. There we go. I don't need my dirt now, or paper or cotton. Probably don't need all these extra pieces of plant material of one kind or another. I'm going to keep my baked potato and the paper binding that I'm about to use. Slime shards and slime pieces can all go in here. So, cleaned up my inventory a little bit. Now, all this is preparing to melt. You'll notice the tin did, now the copper did. Now I have 8 ingots of molten bronze. The truth is, I only needed 1, but might as well make some. So, now I have a pickaxe head, a paper binding, and a slime tool rod. What does all that mean? Okay, let me come over to the tool station. Now I'm going to make myself a pickaxe by clicking on the pickaxe, a bronze pickaxe head, a paper binding, and a slime tool rod. I'm going to have a 525 durability. Remember, an iron pickaxe that we're looking at only had 60. 525 durability, mining speed of 7, which is very high, and the ability to mine redstone, which includes, by the way, at that level, diamond, and 4 modifiers remaining. This is a nice pickaxe. I'm going to call this my bronze crusher. When I pick it up, here's my bronze crusher. I now have a reinforced 1 writable pickaxe. It's a beautiful thing. Now, I'm going to go down, do a little bit of mining, and find myself the next items so that I can show you the final product that I was looking to make. So, I will be right back. Okay, folks, it looks like I found it. So, down here, I'm down at level 4 where I found my first diamond ore. And I'm going to have to be really careful down here because I know that I'm operating immediately next to a lava pond. So I could run into lava at any point like that. So I'm going to be extremely cautious and see if I can clear out around these diamond ores before I mine them. I don't want to lose them. And that's entirely possible. If you mine an ore and it falls downwards into lava, oh, 8, okay, then you could lose it. And I'm super nervous about there being lava around here somewhere. But let me get this diamond. Hopefully there's no lava above it. Okay, there's gravel up there, which means there could be lava at any point. Let me... I think I got it. Good. Okay. I know there be lava in them there walls. 8. See if I can do that faster. No lava there, lava there. Okay, you see those little, like, reddish drips that are occurring from up there? That's an indication that there's a lava block directly above me, and it's about to come down. That's fine. I have found and mined my first diamonds. I have 5 of them. Okay, 5 diamonds. That's such a great thing. Let me get up out of this truly dangerous spot down here in the bottom of nowhere, and let me light it up first, just because, I don't know, I'm obsessive about my lighting, I guess. Anyway, let me get myself back up to somewhere that's a little safer, because trust me, this is about as unsafe a spot as I've ever put myself in a Minecraft game. I'm just going to use bat form. See, I mine down next to this. I generally find that near lava, one can sometimes find diamonds, and I was kind of obsessed to find diamonds. Okay, so now, back to safety, back to human form, or wolf, lion form, as it were. Now, I think I have enough materials to make... No, I don't. Okay, I'm going to head back to my working neighborhood, back to my smeltery. Let me try to do that on camera, just so that you guys can see the size of the cavern set that I've been tooling around in. Let's see, I came from up here. I came from... Pretty sure. Yep, and I came from over here. And I came down the stairs that are right there. There you guys go. You can see what I've been working on a little bit. I know it was kind of fast, but I wasn't really trying to give you the world's best tour. Okay, so now back to lion form. At the tool station, I can take my bronze crusher and I can choose to reinforce it with a diamond. What that does is it's going to add 500 durability to my tool, and it's going to improve its ability to mine to the point that it can mine obsidian. That's really important to me. Now, unfortunately, I have to head right back down to where I was to mine some obsidian, but this time I think I'm going to make one more bucket out of an iron ingot set. I need one more iron ingot. Actually, I'm only working in water, so here's what I'm going to do. Crafting grid. Let's make ourselves nope, that's a bowl. Let's see. Let me look at the recipe for a wooden bucket. What is the recipe for a wooden bucket? I need full blocks of wood. Okay. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take this off camera. I'm going to go get myself some obsidian, and I'm going to come back and show you making the final pickaxe that I was looking to make today. So, as you can see by the durability bar down here in my bronze crusher, I've spent a while doing some mining and got all the things that I need to make the next substance that I'm looking for, which is Alemite. This Alemite takes 5 aluminum, 2 iron, and 2 obsidian. Now please note that when I put full blocks in here, that I get twice the return. I believe I'm going to get twice the return on everything except the obsidian, but we'll see. Once all of that smelts, it should produce me the Alemite that I need to make my Alemite pickaxe head. Now, it's going to make too much. Inevitably, I can't get it to only make the single ingot that I need. So I'm going to have to drain the rest off. So I'm going to use the thing that's in my hand, which is the ingot mold. And then I'll just pour off ingots of what's left over. Now I have molten aluminum. Aluminum melts very quickly. Now we're working to melt our iron down. You know, the little bars next to the iron are working their way up. When they're done, the iron will melt. If you look in here, you can see we have iron and obsidian. Still haven't melted. The aluminum has. There we go. The aluminum just melted. The iron did. Now we have aluminum and iron. If we look on the edge, we can see the little layers down here. And we're waiting for our obsidian to finish melting. Just a moment, folks. There we are. It melted, and we now have 6 ingots of Alemite, and I don't think we have anything else. So, that's perfect. I'm going to use one of them to make myself an Alemite pickaxe head. And then, I'm going to use the other 5 to make Alemite ingots. These aren't useful directly, but I can smelt them later to make more pickaxe heads or sword blades or anything else that I find useful. Alemite itself is very useful to have, and frankly, having our smelting oven empty is a great idea. That's the last of it. Okay, I'm going to put my molds away. I don't have a lot of spare space in my inventory. And I'm going to come over here and build myself the pickaxe that I was looking for in the first place. A slime tool rod, paper binding, and an Alemite pickaxe head. This is going to give us 825 durability instead of the 500 we started with our last tool, a mining speed of 8, and a mining level of cobalt, which will mean that when I go into the nether to collect the final ingredients that make the highest level ores in Tinker's Construct, which are only available in the nether, I'll be able to mine them using this pickaxe. Well, let's see. I'm just going to name it Alemite Pick. And there it is. There's the pickaxe I was looking for. Now, you'll note that it has 4 modifiers to it. What can I do with modifiers? Well, if I look in Materials and You, Book 2, you'll note that there's a whole section entitled Modifiers. Let me work my way down toward it. Here we go. Now, if I add a diamond, we saw that before, it'll add 500 durability, increase the mining level to 3. I already have a much higher mining level than that. The diamond's probably not worth it. An emerald would double my durability. 50% is good. If I wanted to make the pickaxe work faster, redstone. If I wanted it to repair itself, very nice thing, but it's very slow. I'd have to add moss to it. I don't have the materials for that. I could try to figure out how to make this an auto smelt, but it's the opposite of what I want. By the way, I could figure out. It's all listed right here. What I do really like is silky. This means that when I mine something, what I get is the exact block I see. It doesn't break. For example, diamond, I get diamond blocks instead of spawned diamonds. This requires quite a lot of string and a bit of gold and an emerald. That's part of why I started an emerald biome. Further than that, adding an obsidian plate, which requires melting an obsidian, will add reinforced to the tool, which will make it much stronger. But what I'd really like to do is down here at the end, and I'd like to add electric. I would like to add flux. Specifically, I would really like to add a hardened energy storage capacitors, energy cell, to my pickaxe. That will allow me to recharge my pickaxe rather than repairing my pickaxe. It's much faster, it's much easier. So those are the modifiers that I'd like to make, and in the next episode I will be putting all that together and preparing myself a sword for my regular use. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will catch you all later.